after buying all of those exciting items for my kitchen, I decided that I needed to make my first official recipe using them. Now, helping me to make this delicious recipe that we're about to do is our espresso chef, Katelyn Williams, and Richard Mukheiber, the managing director of Cash Converters. We decided to put him in an apron and, of course, get him baking so that we can see how we can put his products to great use. Good morning, Richard. How are you?
Good morning.
Katelyn, always nice to see you. My sister with the same surname. Yeah. Okay, so we are making ice cream cupcakes this morning.
Yes, so I wanted to keep it quite simple because obviously, you know, you're getting to grips with the basics, so we don't want to do anything too challenging.
Please.
So we're going to be making cupcakes in a cone and then we're going to decorate it to look like an ice cream.
Wonderful stuff.
Great for kids.
We got some really cool pieces. Richard, I liked what you called this.
The KitchenAid, it's really the Rolls Royce of mixers.
The Rolls Royce of mixers. Very, very nice.
You're going to find these in Cash Converter stores. You're going to find bowls in Cash Converter stores. Anything you'd find in a kitchen.
Yeah.
You wander around a Cash Converters and you'll find them there.
Because that was always the challenge for me, is finding bowls in my house that can mix up stuff, and just to be able to find stuff there, that's really, really cool. So, shall we begin?
Yes. Okay, so any basic cupcake recipe starts off with creaming your butter and your sugar together. So we've got some Stork Easy Bake margarine in here.
Nice.
And then we're going to put some Salati caster snow in here.
Right.
And then we're going to cream it, and it's going to go beautifully white and fluffy, and that's what's going to give your cupcake its texture.
Okay.
So on sort of a medium setting, and then so the sugar and the butter and the margarine get nicely whipped, and it gets air in it, and that's what gives, you know, makes your cupcake rise and makes it all beautiful. But it's so nice to use nice things in the kitchen. You know, it makes baking much easier, and people are scared of baking, but when you've got the right equipment, it makes it a lot easier.
And it makes it fun too. A great way to incorporate the whole family, hey?
Absolutely.
So we're going to crack 2 eggs in here.
All right.
And we do it gradually, so you don't want the mixture to split, so you're going to mix it a bit.
All right.
And then you're going to add the next one. And it's so nice because we're just doing one bowl. You know?
I know.
No washing up.
I know.
And then once this is mixed, the flour goes in. We're using Sasco self-raising flour for this, so everything's all in one.
And we've got it all over the place.
And then just a little bit of vanilla.
Nice. Oh,
some
how
flavor.
quick, easy and effective is this?
And that's it.
Very cool.
Just like that.
I like that everything was done in one bowl. I'm not a fan of washing dishes.
Likewise. No, not my choice of
Such a
fun things to do.
I agree.
Right now, we're going to, instead of putting it in the cupcake wrappers, which, I mean, you're more than welcome to do,
Okay.
we're going to put it in these little cones.
Nice.
Which, you know, these ones stand nice and flat on a baking tray, although you do need to be a little bit careful that you're not going to, they're not going to fall over. But, I mean, you're welcome to use normal, pretty little cups for this.
Of course. But this is an interesting way. This is a twist.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
great for kids' birthday parties.
Oh,
So that's going to go in like this. Don't fill it too much, because then it's going to...
I was going to ask about that. So
overflow.
you just really put a little dollop in there? Because I would have thought you're going to make a nice...
Yeah,
big-
but remember, in the oven, it's going to melt a little bit.
And it's going to rise as well.
Yeah. And so anyway, this is how you do that.
Okay, so once we have our finished products
So
right
this
over
is,
there.
This is what they look like once they've risen. And so now we're going to, we've got some buttercream icing here, which is just a little bit of the Stork margarine, whipped till really light and fluffy with some icing sugar and a little bit of cocoa, but you can add food coloring as well, but we want ours to look like ice cream.
Yes.
So I'm just going to pipe, we're going to make it look like soft serve.
But Richard, now that it's school holidays as well, I mean, you know, families can come down, they can basically get anything that they need there, right?
Absolutely, yes. And I mean, my kids are going on school holidays now, and my daughter, I've got a 12-year-old daughter, and she's very keen on the baking, and she's looking forward to doing things like this. Look how pretty that is.
Wow, that's so cool. It looks like a full-on ice cream. I love that. This is really nice because what I find is when you bake in the kitchen, there's nothing worse than baking or wanting to bake and not having the proper, you know, utensils or the equipment that you need. That just makes it not fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see how simple it is. You need a couple of bowls and you're away.
Wow, at a fraction of the price. Hey? Okay, so let's hope that this is not going to be at a fraction of the taste.
No.
Hey, this is the part that I love the most. I live for this part. So shall we go for it?
Okay,
Cheers. Okay.
I'm going to drop it first.
Wow.
So Lee, do you think you can make this?
I can so make this. This is absolutely delicious. I've got a little nephew, Josh. absolutely loves baking with me in the kitchen. Joshi, we're making this. This is so good. Richard, thank you.
Cheers, thank
Loving
you.
these appliances.
Thank you, Katelyn. Thank you very much.
Fun. Here we go.